Hello everybody, I'm here to tell you, I think it's the end of the world. Something terrible is happening. Oh my God, you won't believe this. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So that's an unusual beginning, isn't it, for a video? Well, the reason is because today I'm talking about dramatic language and people who use dramatic language. What is dramatic language? Dramatic language is exaggerating something that mightn't be very positive and exaggerating it in such a way that it makes it a million times worse. Dramatic language is not our friend. It's not your friend. Not everybody's dramatic, but there are people that are very dramatic. Okay, it's their style. However, what I have to say is that if you feel that you use dramatic language, then I would start to question that. I'm not talking about dramatically good language. Hey, why not? Exaggerate the dramatically good. But the dramatically negative can really harm you. Let me give you some examples. Lots of dramatic language start with the I am statement, okay? Sentences like, I'm depressed.
Not mixed up. I'm depressed.
Actually, I'm depressed for both of us.
Okay, I'm deeply depressed. Now, that language doesn't help you at all, okay? I am depressed, and we've talked about this. When you put I am in front of something, that means you are not just experiencing depression, you are depression, and that's not a good place to be. So we've got to be careful about what we say that we are. A better way is to say, I notice that I'm feeling sad at the moment, or I'm feeling down, but I'm looking forward to getting over it. So it's a very different, it's called a reframe. It's a very different way of looking at something. So you're not identifying with depression, you're just saying, hey, I'm noticing it and I'm looking forward to getting over it. See, that's setting the mind, the direction that you want the mind to go in. I'm looking forward to getting over it. Okay, literally, over it. Over it, because depression's quite low, isn't it? You want to go over it. What about this one? This is another one I hear such a lot. My heart is broken.
My heart is broken.
My heart is broken. My heart is broken.
My heart is broken. Now that's not true, because were it broken, you wouldn't be able to say the words. Okay, and now I know we're talking about the emotional heart, but that's an exaggeration. It's a dangerous exaggeration, right? Because how do you think? Remember, everything that we say, our mind is listening to, and it will create the reality that you keep giving it. So when you say my heart is broken, your mind has to go into places of what does it feel like to have a broken heart? And, and it's a metaphor, but it's not a good metaphor. Better would be, I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling disappointed. That wasn't what I expected. However, and this is a great word, however, I will get better. I'll get over this. I'll get through this. Right? It's ever so important, even if you catch yourself saying something dramatic, is then stick on the word however and then show your mind where you want to go. It's ever so important, okay? Other ones, this one. Oh my God, I just want to die.
I want to die.
I want to die.
Do you? Do you really want to die? I don't think you do. I don't think you do. And so those words are not cheap words. Your mind is listening. Don't tell it that you want to die, because it might make it happen. And it happens more times than you know. More times than we know. People curse themselves. I want to die is a curse. Okay? So you've got to be careful about what the curses that you were creating. Remember, we are creators. We create our reality around us. And so when we say bad stuff, and especially about us, it's nearly always about us, then bad stuff can happen because we will create it. We're very good. Remember, we come from God. the ultimate creator, and so we're very good at it. We've got to be careful, and especially when there's a lot of emotion involved in that. You hear things like, "This is terrible."
This is terrible.
This is terrible! Do something!
Comes from terror. So, terror, I'm filled with terror. This situation is filled with terror. I can't cope.
I can't cope with it.
This is the end.
This is the end here.
Great song by Jim Morrison. This is the end. The end of what? I mean, it could be construed as positive. This is the end of the bad time, and now the good times are coming. Okay, but I don't think that's what people have in mind when they say this is the end. Normally, fill in the gap of my life, of the world as we know it, of existence. Not good words. Not good words. So, watch and listen to what you're saying. Some other words I hear. Dramatic people. I'm devastated.
Yeah, I'm devastated.
I'm devastated.
Have you seen devastation? It's not nice. Don't describe yourself as being devastated. Okay? Tone it down. It's like you're at the 10 on the meter. Tone it down and say, well, I'm disappointed. Okay, that's fine. I feel quite disappointed about that. That was not a nice thing. All right. Notice, even if you say that was not a nice thing, you're still saying the words nice thing. Okay? That helps the mind, because the mind doesn't process negatives very well. Hence the fact when we say, don't think about an ice cream with a chocolate flake in it. The very first thing that you've got to do is think about an ice cream with a chocolate flake in it. So when you say, this isn't nice, your mind then has to relate to nice to know what this isn't. Yeah, so it goes to nice. This is great. Rather than saying, this is terrible, and your mind has to go to terror. Does that make sense? Whatever you say, your mind will go there. And so that's why you can qualify by saying, hey, but it's going to get better. Then your mind has to go to better. Okay? As the saying goes, you're only as good as your last result. The last thing that you say is what your mind's going to focus on. What about this one? I'm shattered.
Okay, time to go. I need to sleep, I'm shattered.
That has shattered me. So you're in pieces, you're on the floor like a bit of broken glass. No, you're not, okay? You're not shattered, right? Because if you were shattered, you wouldn't be able to say I'm shattered. So, watch what you're saying. Aim to say nice things. Aim to tone down the bad stuff, or reframe the bad stuff, or add on, this is going to get better, and aim to turn up the good stuff. We are not good when, I'm from the UK, and so when it's sunny, people in the UK say, well, it won't last, will it?
You might have their favour now, Bargeman, but it won't last.
It won't last.
Enjoy it while you can, because it'll be over before you know it. Now, whether that's the truth or not, how does it make you feel when you say, oh my God, what a glorious day, and someone says, yeah, but it won't last? Like, oh. And it deflates you, okay? All of these kind of cultural things that we have, you're looking wonderful, and the person says, oh, well, you should have seen me yesterday. I look like shit. Okay? Really? You looked exactly like a piece of shit? I don't think you did. And so it's kind of like, let's not make a drama out of a crisis. Okay? And we've had plenty of crises. But if you stay positive, all that happens on the inside is, if you're positive around a negative thing, your mind will look for the positive and it won't focus on the negative. If you're negative around a negative thing, or you're negative around a positive thing, which is also what we're very good at, also it's going to make your mind look for that. The doors of perception will be opened, and you look for terror, and you look for how being shattered makes you feel, and it'll look for depression.
I'm sad, I'm lonely, I'm depressed.
Don't be dramatic. All right, if you want to be dramatic, go and do some acting and pretend like we all are right now, doing our role. But if you're going to choose a role, to perform in this life. Choose a happy one, for God's sake. All right, I love you all. Keep positive. Let's not be dramatic. Be uplifting, and let's help ourselves to move into this new era into which we are going.